Hello,
Good
everyone.
evening. Happy
We finally
Tuesday.
made it.
Here we are,
Sorry
another
we're late,
Tuesday.
everyone. Yeah, we had everything set up and we started, and nothing wanted to connect. So sorry for the delay, but we made it. Happy Tuesday, Katie.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy
Happy
Tuesday.
Tagging Tuesday.
Yes. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure that we're all good here.
How's everyone week's going? I know school is starting this week. Who has their kids starting this Wednesday, or maybe they went back to school on Monday, or maybe next week is their starting week? I know it's kind of awkward. We went to Costco today and we get all those questions, and our kids look at the people at the tellers kind of funny because we homeschool year round. So they ask those questions of, "Are you
They're like,
starting school next
you
week?" And
mean
they kind
full
of give them a
stop?
stink eye of like, "No, we just got finished with our day." So
Yeah.
yeah, let us know, when are your kids starting school?
Yeah.
Maybe a slow start, or yeah.
Yeah, we've been back to school for almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And um, summer's starting to end. Fall is creeping up on us. It's not quite here, but it's not far away for sure.
I know you don't check the weather. We've got a heat advisory coming this weekend, but
Do we really?
so after that we do, and then it'll be back to fall and we'll be
Yep.
on our way. So,
No
welcome
time.
tonight everyone. We are here
Yes.
to talk
Hello.
about
Hi, Heather. Go ahead.
pricing your items and printing your items. So if you have any questions throughout this video tonight, feel free to drop a question. We will stop anything we're doing and help answer any questions you have.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I've got a pile of fun goodies over here, Katie. How about you?
I do too. I'm here to show off some of our what our tags should look like and shouldn't look like. So
Very
I've
good.
got some examples over here.
Very good. Yeah, sometimes pricing. Oh, this is such a big topic, you guys. So, pricing can be so tricky. And whether you're just learning or whether you are an absolute veteran, it's still tricky. And don't feel badly about that. Just ask fellow consigners and go with your gut, you know, and
Absolutely.
don't worry too much about it. But we'll give you some guidelines and some stuff to just kind of help you get in the ballpark. And then from there, it's all good. And if you talk to 4 different consigners, they might pick 4 different prices for that same item, and so that's okay. You just pick
Absolutely.
what seems right to you.
In all
Absolutely.
honesty, everyone, I still reach out to Nona and say, "What would you pay for this?" So
Yeah,
it's always good to find a friend, your mom, your husband, hey, your kids, and see what they think good pricing is on that
what would you
item. You
pay
might get
for
a
this?
different answer with your children.
Yeah. I mean, I know your allowance is $2 a week, but what would
Yeah.
you propose? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, we really don't have any huge announcements this week either. Last week, the last 2
Mhm.
weeks have just been full of activity, and so we don't have any major announcements, but we're just here to inspire you guys, help keep you tagging, keep the ball rolling. I know we got started with the 9 and 9 challenge, and we had 2 winners from that, which was so much fun to do together, and I participated in that too. That's like my new mantra, just like 9 tags a day, and I literally have a Costco bin right behind me, and when I have a couple minutes, I sit down and I enter 9 tags because there's 9
There
tags
you
that print on 1
go.
page. So, it's just easy that
Absolutely.
way. Yeah, so, anyway, yeah, we'll give you some guidelines on pricing, but we're also gonna talk a little bit about printing, like Katie said, specifically, because that can be a little tricky. So, Katie, do you have some pricing things? Maybe we can just ping pong back and forth. And
Yeah. Go ahead and start.
okay, I have a pair of shoes. Now, I actually need to look this up. So, this is a good example. These are DC skater shoes, and they're
Hmm.
in amazing condition, really, but my son just didn't care for them, and so they're basically brand new. But I need to look them up. So I'm gonna do that. And while I'm doing that, some of the things to keep in mind, these are just some good guidelines. And we do have a pricing guide that has sort of a tier of, hey, there's some brands here that you should kind of keep in this price range, and a little bit of guidance as far as what items to price maybe a little higher and what items to price a little lower. But a couple of tips that Katie and I have been sharing with everybody that asks are a couple of main things. And one is, this is a hard thing for moms especially, but some dads too, is try to remove the emotion from the items that
Absolutely.
you're selling. And that's really hard to do, especially with the cutesy little baby clothes. And if you have memories, right?
Mm,
And I'm guilty of this too, but try not to price from an emotional standpoint of how special that item is to you, and try to price in a way that you always want to think, who what do I want to get for this item? But also, what is another parent going to be really excited? What price is a parent going to be really excited to find that item at? Right? I didn't say
yeah.
that very clearly, but anyway, what's a good price? You feel like it's fair, but also someone else is going to be excited about. They're going to look at it and say,
Yeah.
"Yes, I'm going to put that in my cart right now." So
Yeah.
that's one thing. And the other question is, especially if you're donating items, is how badly do you want that item back? Right?
Hmm.
And so that's why so many of our consigners do choose to share with our donate to our charity partners after the sale. But if you're getting your items back that are unsold, how badly do you really want that item back in your home? Um, so those are a couple of guidelines for us. So I'm going to look up these shoes. Do you want to move on to your item while I look these
Yeah, I
up?
have one prepped here, ready to go. So onesies, babies items, just they're harder to sell because there is so many of them out on the floor. So it's not that people aren't there to shop for them, but think about when you go to a baby shower, you're given the most amount of items in that newborn 0 to 3, 3 month area. So there's just a surplus of that size. This Carter's 3-pack onesies. I like to bundle. I like to do about 3 items because that's saving me time and money. I'm able to get all 3 done in one time and save money on cardstock and safety pins. So I have all these 3 onesies, cute little dinosaur on the front. I'm showing the guitar on the back, and then we've got a rubber ducky in the middle. So you got all sorts of them in between here. Just a quick reminder, they're all 3 months. We don't do a 0 to 3 with 3 months. But I have these all for $2.75. So I came in right under that $3 mark. So a little under $1 per item. That's me. That's what I like to price my items at. And then yeah, they're safety pinned to the top here. So I
Awesome.
think that's
What a
fair.
good deal. Yeah, that's really good, honestly. And like we said, everybody might tweak things a little bit, but another really good framework is 50 to 90% off retail. Okay, so that
Right.
is what all of our marketing says. So during the off season, Katie and I are out there hustling, trying to market, and all of our marketing materials say 50 to 90%. So that's the window that we want you guys to work in. Now, 50% should really be for new with tags or basically new items. And that doesn't mean that everything that's new needs to be 50% off retail, but it means pretty much the only thing in that 50% range, there's a few exceptions, is going to be pretty much brand new or actually still new with tags. And
Right.
then from there, you're going to work down. And the 60 to 70 range is going to be more of like boutique brands, really nice quality, gently loved items. And then when you get down to 80, 90% is going to be um, you know, bargain brands and discount brands, and also play clothes, t-shirts. Like Katie said, onesies are the baby sections get really full of clothing, and there's a lot of competition there. So you do kind of have to price your items a little bit lower for the 0 to 12 month, because those sizes have a lot of stuff, right? So
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and then when you get into the bigger sizes, you can get a little bit more, because what do our kids do to our clothes? They kind of beat them up.
Destroy
Older,
them.
yes,
Not that
exactly.
firstborn, but you know.
No, no. Okay, so these are $65 brand new. And like I said, they're in really great condition. Basically, I don't even think they've ever really been worn. And so I will probably go in the 60 to 70 range. Um,
Yeah.
so honestly, I don't, my son really doesn't like these and I really don't want them back. So I will probably go at like $15 for these,
Okay.
which is a great deal for shoes, right?
Yeah.
What would you do, Katie? This is a good
Are you gonna
example.
reduce and donate them?
Yes, I'm going to reduce and donate.
Okay. So yeah, I think starting at I was thinking like 12. So yeah, so when I said that, what did you say, 15?
Yeah,
Yeah. So the
yeah,
cool thing about that is if I'm thinking 12, she's saying 15, you can meet right in the middle, right at like 13.50 or something, right? $14. And that's just a good way to help you get that balance between someone. Like I
mm,
said, if you're talking to your mom, friend, husband, if you're just feeling stuck, ask them first what they would pay and have that number in the back of your head and try to find that middle ground. But that's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Katie and I
They look
almost always do
awesome.
that. I'll say
Yeah.
one and she'll say the other, and literally it's like, okay, we'll do right in the middle,
Yes,
because that's
just
the
don't get your feelings hurt. Yeah. I
yes,
think that's
yeah,
part of the emotional pricing because
it
say they
is.
had their back to school pictures in those shoes, or maybe the Easter dress that your daughter wore just that one time. So you're thinking, she only wore it that one time and she was so beautiful. Well, it still is only $12, maybe sold at Costco. So it still should be priced 50% off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a good thing too is to think about where it's being purchased from and how often does
Yeah,
that store have sales. That's a lot of it, right?
absolutely.
So yeah, as we get going, guys, just hop in with comments, give us feedback on what you would price an item. We're happy to hear other thoughts on that. But also, if you have items that you're curious about pricing and want some suggestions, just throw it in the comments. But okay, I'm on to another one, and this is puzzles. Puzzles. I'm
Puzzles.
gonna
I
be
love puzzles.
honest, for little kids puzzles, like this one's just 100 pieces. It's a huge box, but it's the pieces are big. I price my puzzles really low. Some people might not, and that's okay. But for a used puzzle that I'm just ready to get out, I will do like 4, maybe $5 on the outside, and that's if
I
it's
love
in
that.
really good condition. You're kind of in the same
Oh,
camp,
yeah,
Kate?
that price
Yeah.
to me is like, "Ooh, I'm gonna grab that,"
Yes.
we kinda talk about renting the items, right? Think
Yeah.
your child can play with it during this sale season and then
Mhm.
tag it, get it back in a bag, and bless another family and
Sell
price
it
it
at
at
the
that
next
same
sale.
price. That's
Yep.
awesome. Yep,
Absolutely. Yep.
love that.
And I don't know about you, Katie, but I almost always 99.9% of the time I'm reducing my items. So
Yes,
that's a big part of your pricing too is like, maybe if you're reducing everything, maybe you go $1 more on the price that you think is a great deal and then let it go half price if it doesn't sell at the others. So it just depends. If you have a hard time pricing high, then take whatever you want and take a couple bucks off. but if you have a tendency to undervalue your items, maybe you take that into account and say, "Hey, I'm putting this at half price, so I'm going to do just a little bit more at the beginning." So here's a good example. This is the reason I use that puzzle as an example. So I also have this puzzle. This is a beautiful puzzle.
ooh,
Okay, I bought this years ago intending to put it on my son's wall, and I just never did. But this is still in the bag. It's still sealed and never been used. So I'm going to price this one a little bit higher, and still
okay,
I'm only going to do maybe $6,
okay,
maybe.
I was
Um,
thinking 6 to $8. That's awesome,
yeah,
yeah.
right. And again, it's going to get reduced. It's still a good deal. I mean, it was I don't know $16 when I bought it.
I
Um,
love looking for birthday gifts at the sale, just,
yeah,
friends that maybe every kid's maybe interested in dinosaurs or cars. And so if I see stuff like that, those are great finds to pick up for birthdays. You were
absolutely.
just talking, Nona, about when you have something full price, and I wanted to show an example really quickly. If
Yes.
you are donating your items, you're going to see a big D up in the corner. It is our highly strongly suggested opinion to not donate an item full price. So, the reason why we say this is you can always have an opportunity for that item to go half off. So if you choose to donate it at full price, you're missing the chance to get just half of that item sold, right? Does that make
Yes,
sense? So
absolutely.
if you are donating all your items, I would just highly suggest not to have any full star items. So
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's one last chance to make some money on it. And like, and this is an old timey saying, but I say this to myself and I encourage other consigners too, is that 50% of something is a lot better than 100% of nothing, right? So
Absolutely. There it is.
even if you're going to donate it, let it reduce. Let it reduce. And it's pretty surprising how many items are donated at the end of the sale marked full price. So that's why we bring it up, because we do
Mhm.
actually have a lot of consigners that do that. And it always sort of makes us sad because we know they missed an opportunity to make some money on that item by just having it go reduced. So,
Yes.
yeah, great
There's
point.
lots of people that walk by that and say, "Ugh, if they would have reduced it, I would have bought it," you know? And so it's just
Yes.
finding that sweet spot of pricing.
Yes. Okay, Katie, we got
Yes.
so busy talking about pricing,
Yes.
we forgot our trivia question. Well, maybe not
Let's talk
forgot.
trivia.
It's
Yes.
so late. So let's do trivia. We don't have a lot of people on with us today, but let's see how close you guys can get. So, our trivia question is a fun pricing question. Katie came up with this one and it was so fun. And what a fun idea. But
I brought my charger.
we're going to do $5 in JBF bucks to whoever can get the closest. And you only get one guess. But the question is, we're talking about inflation and the rising price of things. So, um, the question is, what is the cost difference of a pair of Converse All Stars from 1960 to today? Okay. So the price of that shoe in 1960 versus the price of that shoe today, and what's the difference? And the closest guess is going to get 5 JBF bucks. But this was kind of a crazy one when you told me the
It's
answer.
my
Ooh,
favorite.
yeah.
Just my favorite
Yep.
go-to
Yeah.
shoe to pop on. Hey, one
Yeah.
thing I wanted to mention about pricing. So, I've taught in our consigner classes, which we have 3 coming up here very soon. We have one in Silverdale, Bremerton, and Port Orchard, so don't miss out. One of the things that I like to mention is if you're pricing and you're stuck, maybe you don't have someone around you to help with your pricing, is to use something called Google Lens. So you're going to find this in the corner. Let's see, I'm going to make a new tab. For me, it is right here in this corner. It is the Google Lens button. So I'm going to hit that. And then I'm going to take a picture of something like these shoes, these All-Star Converse. So I'm going to take a picture. And then it is going to show me the price of Converse used or even new. So it's showing on eBay these used shoes for $12. They have them on a Facebook Marketplace, a Depot store for $19.25. So I can kind of average what that price is, especially if that item is not for sale in stores today. So yes, good guess.
We have
Ooh,
our first
$100
guess.
difference.
Yeah, $100.
It feels
Yeah,
like it, doesn't it? The
yeah.
inflation prices, you
Yep.
guys, are just I've been shocked to take my kids shoe shopping when it's not JVF season, and I'm just blown away at the cost of brand new shoes today. It's
Yep.
insane. So yeah,
Absolutely.
we're
Yeah.
talking the cost difference between so back in the day, how much they costed to today, what they are. So that cost
Okay.
breakdown.
So we have a $37 guess. For some reason, I apologize, by the way. Some of you have been commenting on the Facebook group, and for some reason, literally all the comments just popped up right now. But we have a guess of $37, a guess of 50% more, and $63. So, yeah, just in case you missed it, what is the price difference between a pair of Converse All Stars in 1960 and a pair of the same shoes today? So, we'll let that go for a little bit longer. But okay, I have
I'm
another
happy to
little.
talk about. Go ahead.
What?
Yeah, hit
Oh,
it.
that's okay. I
Hit it.
have another little thing. Now, toys wise, I wanted to bring this one up because of two things. First of all, this fun little car with the bead maze is in amazing condition. I know you can't tell in the video, but I don't know if this was ever played with. So really
She's
clean,
glassy.
really great. But there's one problem. Two little shapes are missing in the bottom. So
Mm.
I'm not going to price that very high at all. So someone's going to get a great toy that's in amazing condition, but it is missing a couple accessories. And that's okay. If it's a part of the accessories, you can still sell it. But because it's not complete, I'm not going to ask nearly as much. And honestly, this is another one that I have no attachment to at all. So I'm literally probably going to do maybe $2. I mean, because I'm happy. I'm like ready to give this one away for a deal, but it's still a great toy. It's just if it's part of the working of the toy and the toy cannot work without that accessory, then it's going to be a no thank you. But some additional little accessories like that is okay. But
Maybe
yeah.
just mark it on the tag saying missing 2
Yes.
items from that so that it is noticed to the shopper, because when they get home, they might be disappointed that they don't see those 2, but it
Yeah.
is noted on the tag so that we can,
Yes.
if they come back and they're unhappy with that purchase, it's noted on there.
Absolutely, it is. Okay, we got another guess at $32. Just in case you missed
Getting
it, we're
closer.
guessing the price difference between a 1960s Chuck Taylor All-Star Chuck, yeah, Converse
Yeah.
All-Star, and the price of that shoe today. So, okay, what else you got for us, Katie?
Well, one of the things I wanted to mention also, because I apparently just seem tech savvy at the moment, is that did you know that you can enter tags from your cell phone? It is absolutely an option. And when you do that, you can use the talk to text feature too. And it just, a lot of, we have some consigners that just swear by it because it makes it such a quick and easy process. Maybe you
Yes.
are like me and 4 days a week you're at the soccer field. So you can bring a bin of your tag, of your items that are ready to be tagged. All you
Mhm.
need is your cell phone. Sit there and just put in those tags while you're sitting there. And then when you get home, print them. The next night, you still have that in the back of your car, and you can just have your scissors and your safety pins ready to tag those items. So I know it's hard, and we don't have a lot of time most nights. I'm not home till 8 p.m. on 2 nights of the week. So that's just a really good option. So think about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I have never used the mobile tagging before, so I feel like
Really?
an old lady, but what's funny is I was just thinking about it today, and, I was like, "Man, I really need to try that." But I know a lot of people really do like it, and
Yeah.
we've got some people who definitely agree with you. Heather says she does that every time, and
Oh,
now that
yeah.
I y oh, sorry, Katie.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Always come and say hi if you see me. I'm at
Yes.
Tracyton.
Yeah.
I am out there. Say hi. We'll suffer together in that long neck.
Yeah, we have a couple of comments now that I can see them all. Vonette made a comment about what's a good guideline for where you're looking for prices on Amazon. This is a good one for you, Katie. So when you use your Google Lens or whatever, what's sort of the place that you go to, or how do you weigh out what that's selling for at some places and what it's selling for on sale or used or that kind of thing? Like,
It's funny you say that. I like to Target price match a lot. And when you go into Target, they only accept certain department stores that they will price match because they know that they are consistent um, sellers. So Walmart, Target, Amazon, you might know some of them too, Nona, but they have to be those main warehouses that they will price match. So if
mm,
it has kind of a different name for it, like Bye Bye Baby, something like that, they will not honor any of those secondary stores, I'd say. But make sure some of those stores will buy out lots, maybe from Costco, and then inflate the prices. And we know that's not what it was sold at Costco, maybe when we bought it. So
mm.
take that into consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we have another good point. We were talking about puzzles, and that was making sure you put the puzzles together before you sell them, right? Because we can't sell puzzles that don't have all the pieces. So make sure you take a little time, have a puzzle night, throw those together before you
Or
stick them
just
in a
count
box.
them.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, count
yes,
those puzzle
or count
pieces.
them. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to put it together, but it's probably more fun.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, I have another quick thing, and then do you have some examples of printing tags that you can
I do.
share?
Mhm.
So this is an item I wanted to bring up
Oh,
because,
I'm melting.
first of all, isn't that
Stop.
adorable? It's
Stop.
adorable. Yep.
Oh.
This is Mini Bowden, and it's
Oh.
wool. So, couple of things to think of. First of all, this is a boutique brand. So, automatically, I'm going to charge a little bit more for it, especially if it's in really good condition. This one is in like new condition. It's amazing. So, but also it's made of wool. It's not a cheap fabric. And so those kind of things can go into it, right? So think about your brands, think about the condition, and those things are going to move you into a slightly higher tier. I'm not going to charge anywhere near 50%. I'm still going to go more like 70. But the other thing is make sure you put a little boutique tag on the bottom if you can get them. You can either print them and put them on blue paper, or you can get them from the supply order. They're free. So you can get them from us and you just staple it to the bottom of the tag. And this is a good example, like we were talking about. This is marked full price, but I'm not going to donate this because I'm going to find someone in my life who has a girl this size that I can gift this to if I can't sell it. So I do want that one back. And I'm willing to, like, I don't feel like I need to let it go half price. I would rather give it to someone else. But I don't currently know anyone who needs one in that size. So that's just a good example, right? So take those things into account. Okay, before I forget, and we move on, our winner of our trivia is Amanda Beal. So
Way
awesome
to
job,
go,
Amanda.
Amanda.
The answer was
Yay.
$55, and you were the closest. So, you guys, isn't that crazy? So that shoe in 1960
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
$10, and that was a super popular shoe, right? So that was probably
Yes.
expensive for a tennis
It,
shoe, and
yeah.
now the same shoe sells for $65 new. So amazing what's happened, but that's why JBF is such a
Funny.
wonderful thing in the community, right? It just helps so much.
I
Spread
saw
the
my I picked some up for my daughter at the last sale and they were $12. It was like typically I stick to 10 and under at the sale, but I was like, "But those are Converse." And then when I looked them up new, I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I'm picking them up here. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it is so much.
Oh,
Claudia,
Claudia,
we see
we
you,
are here
first
for
time
you.
consigner, and we get it. We get that you're nervous, and just ask lots of questions and make some phone calls. Katie and I will share our phone number with you, and you can call
Hmm.
us. You can also talk
Anytime.
to the moderators on the Facebook page. There's so many people in this community who want to help. And so
Hmm.
really anything, the tiniest little question, just reach out and post pictures, right, Katie, of items like pricing items or if you need
100%.
help on the consigner group. So we're here for you, Claudia.
I very
Okay.
much helped a gal from Gig Harbor one time, and I answered video call in my pajamas and helped her through her first set of tagging pricing questions. So,
Awesome. Yeah.
sometimes it just means that. But we've got our new consigner classes. So, Claudia, if you are available, check out our Facebook page and maybe RSVP to one of those classes, and we are here for you. But these videos are an amazing way to just get started and just hearing out. Heather Sontag's here. She had over an 85, I've got to get that number right, percent sell-through rate on her very first time and made an amazing amount on her item. So
Yeah.
let's talk before we run out of time here. I wanted to talk about when we print our tags. So Nona, I don't know if you want to pull up your screen, but this is what it's going to look like when you print out your 9 tags. So a couple tips is one, we 100% use white cardstock. So not sure if you can hear that, but it's kind of a thicker sound. It is what we use. So this is going to be paper. And if you can see, it just crumbles up really, really easily. When it is on the sales floor, it can rip. It's really simple for a kid. If it gets sticky, wet, it doesn't recover, right? Especially when you're pulling all the tags together on all the clothes. It's so easy to come off, rip, and tear, and it will not stay with your item, and your item will not sell. It is so sad.
Yes,
So we stick with
absolutely.
white cardstock. It is very sturdy and easy to use.
Mhm.
Another thing to watch for is just that your printer is well maintenance, that it's going well. This is what we would hate to see. Is if you have a tag that's not printing well, this is what's going to happen. And maybe the barcode is just straight black, it's really crunched together. If you have any wear or tear through this area, we will not be able to scan that item. We will be able to sell it because we can do our best to put in the number, but really just make sure that you look at your tags on that first page that you've printed and that everything looks nice and clean and those barcodes look good. So
Yes.
those are
And
our tips.
often absolutely. Sorry, Katie.
You're
Yes,
fine.
often if there's trouble printing the barcodes, it can be really hard to see the numbers underneath it. And so sometimes we can't enter it at all. And it would just make us so sad. It makes us sad when we can't sell things, when the tag is so poorly printed that we can't sell it. So yeah, it's worth the extra few cents to get the better quality cardstock, to take your time and make sure your tags are really good. I'm going to pull up the tagging site really quickly. And I know
Yeah.
we're totally running a little long. So stick with us if you want to, go if you need to. But anyway, I'm going to pull up the my screen so you guys can see really quickly. And I'm guessing most of you have already tagged. And so this is familiar to you. But just in case, so you're going to come to the tags that you entered and select the ones that you want to print. You can either select all if you've got a whole mess of tags to print and you haven't printed any. You can also go up here to tools and select that you only want to see the ones that are unprinted right here, and it will only pull up the ones that have never been printed. Just for example purposes, I'm just going to select what's on these page, and then right up here, you're going to go to print tags, PDF print, and it's going to bring up this page. There's some recommendations on how to print and how to make your printing look nice and work well. And then you're going to hit print and wait patiently. And then here's the print page. And if you don't see anything loaded on this page, and this does happen sometimes, there will be a blank ticket here with no information and no other tags will be filled in. That means that you didn't select all of the tags you want to print. So go back, select the boxes that you want to print, and then come back to this page and then go ahead and print from there. Some things that have really helped me, Katie, is making sure that change the media on my printer to cardstock. That really helps on my particular printer. For
Oh,
some people,
okay.
that's not something that makes a difference, but when I switch it from plain paper, which is just automatic on all printers, to heavy paper or cardstock, that one helps me. Have you had any specific printing tips that help other than don't buy really cheap cardstock from China because it just doesn't print right?
No, I guess I would just wanted to add one last plug about printing.
Uh-oh. Katie froze. Oh no. All right, you guys. It might just be me. And I'm not really sure what she was going to say, so I feel like we're missing out on some of the tips and tricks that Katie was going to share. But anyway, guys, I think that was the end of really what we wanted to share with you. So thanks for hanging with us tonight. I hope your tagging is going really great. And again, just reach out to us. Reach out to us with any questions you have. We're happy to help. The moderators on the group are happy to help. And we hope that it has been just kind of helpful to talk through pricing a little bit. So